Go back and put this up here so that anybody who watches the video can at least see what the answers are, even though I forgot to record for the explanation. But at least if they watch the video, they can see and catch up. Now we get going on what we were doing yesterday. All right, and we're doing the elimination technique. We're also going to do another technique, I believe starting tomorrow, that is called the substitution technique. And the first thing you have to do is know when the right thing to do is, or at the right time at the right place. Now, Melvin, I watch you dribble a soccer ball. You amaze me. You absolutely amaze me. Now, if we were wrestling, excuse me. Josh, you wrestled, right? Come on.
Well, I wrestled too.
Now, when I coached here, anybody who coached against us knew that we were going to trap your wrist like this. This is called a 2-on-1. Okay?
So scary.
And based on however Josh reacted to this 2-on-1, that determined what I was going to do. Early in the year, Joe, put your chair down right. Early in the year, is he looking scared right now?
Yes, very.
Early in the year, kids do something really stupid. They act like they're fighting on the front lawn. And what they do is they reach back. Okay, reach back. And as soon as he does this, I can come up over his head.
Joshy Boo.
And he's going to suffer in a big way. But eventually, he learns not to do that. Right? I hope by this point you know not to reach back. Okay. So then what would you do if you didn't reach back? He's going to try to do this. Now, no, we wouldn't be standing. I'd be on the mat. Okay? So from this point, what I would then try to do is go out to the side, drive my shoulder into his shoulder blades here, and come right through the crotch. And I would trap his wrist like this. And then I wish he would do that, because I'd come in here, rip him, and throw him right to the ground. So, you can go now. What I do as a wrestler depends on what he does. Now, when you dribble that soccer ball, and you go all around those guys, how do you know what to do? You don't know.
I do.
But like, do you like see him do like the hokey pokey? He puts his left foot here, he go whip, and then he puts his right foot there, he go whip, and then you somehow get it all around him, or you'll pass it through his legs, or whatever you do. Somehow he knows what to do. If you do the right move at the right time, don't you get around him? But if you do the wrong move at the wrong time, he gets the ball, right? Okay. Well, it's like that with this math question. See, there are two techniques. One technique is called substitution, and one technique is called elimination. We're going to learn about substitution on tomorrow, on Friday. But today we're learning about elimination. And we actually started to learn it yesterday. Lenny, head in the game. Turn this way. Now, the way you know you're going to eliminate, remember how I said with Josh, if he reaches back, I knew to punch the half in? But he had to reach back. If I try to punch the half in and he doesn't reach back, then he's going to end up getting out. But if I do the right thing at the right time, I'm going to end up pinning him.
Why didn't you too late?
That's a great question. You need to be really quick when you hit it. If you're too late, it doesn't work like it's supposed to. And it's the same thing with solving these math equations. You have to do the right thing at the right time. If you're too late, it's not good enough. It has to be the right move at the right time. Now, the first thing I want you to notice here is that these guys are lined up. Do you see how the X's are lined up with the X's?
Yes.
You see how the 3 Y's are lined up with the 3 Y's?
Yes.
You see how the equals are lined up with the equals and the numbers there? When I see that situation, I know that it's time to use the elimination technique. Hand down. I know it's time to use the elimination technique. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to look carefully at what I'm given, and I want to see if the numbers pair up. These numbers do not pair up. One of them is a 1x, one of them is a 2x. But these numbers do pair up. One of them is a positive 3y, one of them is a negative 3y. That's what I'm looking for. When I see that, I know I got it. I immediately add up both equations. What's 1x plus 2x? 3x. This adds up to nothing. That's why I like it so much. They go die. Equals, what's negative 1 plus 7? 6. I divide by 3,
2.
x is 2. Good. But here's the thing that's really different, okay? How many letters are in this problem? 2. How many have I found? 1. See, up until this point in time, it's very, very common for kids to think that they're done. Because all year long, every equation you've ever solved, you get to the point where it says n equals, or x equals, or a equals, and all done. We're not all done. Because I also have to find y. So then I take either equation, and I would prefer the top equation because the y's are positive, but you could do either one. And I write it all over again. X plus 3y is negative 1. But I'm going to take the 2 and substitute it in for the x. So instead of x, I put 2 plus 3y is negative 1. Now I minus 2 to both sides. Die. 3y is negative 3. And I divide by 3. And I get y is negative 1. So the problem started off with 2 letters, x and y, and I found 2 answers, x and y. That's what we need you to do. That's what we need you to be able to do. That's the elimination technique. As long as these guys or the other guys, as long as one of the pairs matches up, very easy. If they don't match up, it's more complicated, but doable. Yes?
But what if it's a word sentence and it gives you 2 separate things? Can you just add them both like you do there, or it has to be like that to do it?
Well, for the elimination technique, you're going to want them lined up.
Like when the question is giving you in a word sentence and it says that number and that number, or that equation,
Can we hold off on that because we're going to get to word problems, but we're
Okay.
not there yet. Right now, I'm just trying to work on building the skill. Then we'll apply the skill in word problems. Now, let's take a look at this next one. What do you notice about this one? The 4 B's match up, right?
Yes.
But do you notice that they have the same sign?
Yeah.
All right, when they have the same sign, I don't like that. Because that means you're supposed to subtract. I don't want to subtract. Subtracting is bad. Kids get subtracting wrong. I've graded 4,300,000,000 papers in my life. I'm telling you now, if you add, you'll get it right almost all the time. If you subtract, it doesn't work out that way. So there's something I want to do whenever the signs are the same. I want to pick either one of them, and I want to change its sign. And the way I change the sign, Melvin, the way I change the sign is I'm going to take the top one, and I'm going to multiply everything by a negative 1. The reason I multiply by a negative 1 is when I multiply by a negative, I change the signs. Lenny, why don't we have you go to the back, and Frankie, you come up and sit in Lenny's seat. Go on. Put your pants up. There we go. Okay, now, let's go back to what we noticed. We noticed that the 4 B's are the same, okay? But we want the signs to be different. It's good that they match. It's really good that they both say 4B. But I want one of them to have the opposite sign. So I can do this to either the top or the bottom. It doesn't make a difference. But I'm going to do it to the top here. When I multiply anything by negative 1, all I do is change its sign. Because 1 times anything is whatever that is. And then to multiply by a negative is to change its sign. So I get negative A minus 4B equals negative 7. And then I get 3A plus 4B equals 13. Notice, these 2 equations is the same. I didn't change anything. All I did was rewrite it. And in the top one, I multiplied by negative 1, so it changed every sign.
What are we subtracting?
I don't want to subtract. Now I'm going to add. Now, what's a negative A plus 3 A's? 2 A's. See how quick that answer was because we added instead of subtracting? Negative 4B, positive 4B, die. Negative 7 plus 13. 6. Divide by 2. A is 3. Are we done?
No.
No, because how many letters are in this problem? 2. 2, so I have to go back and put it in. 3a, I can use either equation. Let me do the top one, it's easier. A plus 4b equals 7. A is 3, so I substitute or dump it in. 3 plus 4b is 7. Minus 3. 4b equals 4. Can we pay attention, Jay? Dividing by 4, b is 1. So I get that a is equal to 3. Give me the paper. I get that a is equal to 3. I get that b is equal to 1. Oops. Like I said, guys, leaving your own teaching time. Less time to learn. Any questions?
No.
Okay.
What do you change it though?
Would I change what?
Like a plus 4b to negative?
Joe, we're not packing up, right? I'm sorry, Alex?
What do you change to negative a? and negative
That's
4b?
why I changed it, so that the b's would match up with different signs. Okay, let's go forward a little bit. Now, this is where it gets particularly hard. And if we weren't interrupted as much as we were today, then we would have time to finish this one and move forward. But unfortunately, we're not going to have that time. So let me just show you how to do it. Ready? What's bad about this?
They're not the same.
Nothing matches up. So you need to change it a little bit to get it to match up. Josh? Yeah, I would multiply the bottom by 2. Because when I do that, it becomes 6x minus 2y equals 2. And now, do you see how it matches up with the top one? So I rewrite the top one, 4x plus 2y equals 8. I add them up, I get 10x equals 10. Divide by 10. X is 1, and then I treat it like 4.